Good morning, friends. Today our topic is or our experiment number 5 is assay of oxalic acid. Previously we have seen that how we can standardize the sodium hydroxide. So in extension to the standardization of sodium hydroxide, we are going to assay the oxalic acid. So we have written first references. So in this reference I have written the reference of one book, that is Carbose PC Pharmaceutical Analysis book, that is of Ballabh Prakashan, New Delhi, 2007 edition. It is page number 261. You can see this is a book by which we have referred this experiment. Afterward, requirement include the glasswares in the chemical that we use. Like in glassware, you will going to use urate, pipette, volumetric flask, conical flask. So all things will come in the glassware. In the chemicals that we are going to use is the sodium hydroxide, oxalic acid, phenolphthalein indicators. So these are the chemicals that we are going to use. In the theory portion, we are going to assay the oxalic acid. This oxalic acid is coming in the category of weak acid. So here this oxalic acid is written, the structure of oxalic acid. This is the sodium hydroxide. This is the strong base. So this is the reaction of weak acid with a strong base, and the salt that is going to form out the sodium oxalate. So we know when the reaction between the weak acid and the strong base is going to take place. In that case, the pH will go up to a range of or to the side of basic side. So that is why we are using the basic indicator phenolphthalein here. So the reason behind using the indicator phenolphthalein is that because in this case we are going to have the basic salt, so sodium oxalate, and this is done to estimate out the oxalic acid. So we will use here the pre-standardized sodium hydroxide, and with the help of that we are going to titrate this oxalic acid. Now we will see the procedure how it is done. So in this assay of oxalic acid, our procedure is first is weighing of oxalic acid. So first of all we weigh the oxalic acid. So how this quantity is calculated for the oxalic acid is, we know we have to do the titration with the sodium hydroxide, and the titration is always done in equinormal volume or equinormal concentration. So here sodium hydroxide which we have prepared or which we have standardized in the fourth experiment is of 0.1 normal. So here we are going to prepare the oxalic solution of 0.1 normal. So when you will calculate the oxalic acid solution for 0.1 normal, you will find that it will come around 0.63. How it will come? Normality of oxalic acid solution which we want to prepare is 0.1. You will put 0.1 here. Weight you have to calculate. Equivalent weight for oxalic acid is 63. That is multiplied by 1000. Volume that you will going to prepare is 100 ml. So from this, when you will calculate the weight, it will come around 0.63 grams. So you will first of all you will weigh the oxalic acid, that is 0.630 milligram or 630 grams, 0.630 grams. So weighing of oxalic acid will be done with the help of a balance. So suppose if we have done the weighing and the weighing is coming approx 0.6321 gram, and this we are doing with the help of analytical balance. We are supposing here you have to weigh this thing. So here just we are supposing that this is the amount which we have weighed out. Now after the weighing, we will transfer this oxalic acid into 100 ml volumetric flask. So this is a 100 ml volumetric flask. Like this, you will transfer this here and you will mix it with distilled water up to 100 ml. It has a mark of 100 ml that I will show you. Afterward, when it got dissolved, then you will take the 20 ml of this solution and place it in the conical flask. Then afterward, you will add the indicator in this. Afterward, you will titrate with sodium hydroxide, which is already prepared, which is already standard. We have standard experiment number 4. So whatever reading you will, here the volume of oxalic acid taken will be 20. Here it will come again 20 because it will remain constant. It is in ml. And whatever quantity we have taken that is the quantity of oxalic acid that we have taken the conical flask. From the burette, we will titrate with the sodium hydroxide. So whatever reading will come out, initially the volume of sodium hydroxide will be 0. That finally is nothing but when the change in color will be observed. That in the case of oxalic acid, the color is found to be colorless. When the endpoint comes, the pink color will come out. So whatever reading will come out, we'll note it here, and afterward we'll do the calculations. Now we'll show you how you have to do this. Finally, we have the oxalic acid, that is 0.6321 we have transferred in this volumetric flask, and finally now we are making the volume to 100 ml with the help of this distilled water. This is prepared up to 100 ml. Now we will just shake it so that it completely dissolves. Now we will transfer the 20 ml of oxalic acid from this volumetric liquid. We will suck it out. And finally we transfer it into conical flask. After transferring it into conical flask, we will add a drop of indicator. Here we have transferred it. Then finally we will add a drop of indicator, that is phenolphthalein here. Phenolphthalein we have added. Now we will titrate it with the help of sodium hydroxide that we have taken in the burette itself. This is a already prepared sodium hydroxide that we have already standardized. So already we have filled it in the burette. So now we will titrate this sample which we have just transferred in the conical flask. You can see we have kept the white background. Now we will start titrating it. Initial volume is found to be 0. Now when you will titrate it, you have to titrate until the color comes to pink or pink when where it is obtained, we will titrate it. Just we are titrating this. You have to take the precautions while when the pink thing comes, then there itself you have to stop it. And we are now we are very close to the end point. You can see here now it has this color has come. Now we will stop here titration. Now we will repeat it thrice so that we get the concordant value. Here reading you can note that is around 20.8 ml. So we will note this reading here 20.8, and difference is 0 minus 20.8 is again 20.8. Then we will start with the 20.8. Whatever the next reading will come, we will put it here. Then again the difference we will put it here. Then finally we will note the endpoint. Suppose we are getting the difference again 20.7 and 20.7. So our endpoint is 20.7. So we will see how we have to do the calculation for the estimation of this oxalic acid or assay of oxalic acid. We will see the calculation part of this. Here we have written the same formula, N1 V1 is to N2 V2. Here N1 we have considered it for normative sodium hydroxide. That is the same normality that we have calculated in the fourth experiment. That is the standardization of sodium hydroxide. In that we have calculated and we have put the value, that is 0.0956. So accordingly, whatever value of yours will come, you will put that from the fourth experiment. Then volume of sodium hydroxide is nothing but here the end point which we have achieved. So here we have achieved 20.7. I have written 20.7. So this is nothing but the end point which we have got. Then normality of oxalic acid that we have to determine. So we have kept here N2. Volume of oxalic acid 20. So I have kept it 20. Now on calculation of this, we have got N2 value is 0.0984. That is the normality of oxalic acid. Afterward, we will calculate the strength. Strength is calculated by this formula, normality multiplied by the equivalent weight of oxalic acid here. So it will come around 6.1992 gram per liter. Now we have to determine the percentage purity because we are doing the assay of oxalic acid. So percentage purity can be calculated by this formula. That is the calculated amount about the amount of drug we taken. multiplied by 100 will give the percentage purity. Now you can see here calculated amount is nothing but this 6.1992 gram per liter. So we will convert into 400 ml. 0.6199 gram in 100 ml because we have taken the 0.6321 gram in 100 ml. So calculated amount is this 0.61992 and this is the drug taken is 0.6321 that we have made out. So we put it here 0.6321. Then you will multiply by 100. Then it will come the percentage purity that will be around 98.07%. So this is our answer, that percentage purity of given oxalic acid solution or sample is 98.07. Thank you.